Hi students, good morning. So welcome back to the session of gravitation. My name is Fanindra and I am lecturer in physics working in Vignan institutions. So today let us continue our discussion regarding the chapter gravitation. So far in our last sessions we have discussed Kepler's laws and universal law of gravitation and the gravitational constant in our first video. In our second video we have discussed acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the earth and how to calculate acceleration due to gravity on different planets. What are the factors that depends upon the acceleration due to gravity and acceleration due to gravity below and above the surface of the planet, right? So in today's session let us discuss what is gravitational potential energy, how to calculate gravitational potential energy. So before going into gravitational potential energy, let us see what is gravitational field and gravitational field intensity and gravitational potential. Thereafter we can calculate the gravitational potential energy. Okay students, so our first topic is gravitational field. So gravitational field is nothing but it is a space around a mass in which its influence is felt. So let us consider a mass or an object whose mass is m, right? So the region around this mass where the influence of the gravitational force will be felt is known as gravitational field. The space or the region, so let us consider this is the space or the region around this mass where the other object can influence the force of the gravitational force due to this mass. So this region is called as gravitational field. This region is called as gravitational field. And this field, gravitational field, can be observed by using gravitational field lines. As the gravitational force is an only attractive force, we can represent towards the mass. So these are the gravitational field lines. So if we go near the mass, the field lines, intensity of the field lines increases. If we go far away from the mass, the field lines, intensity of the field lines decreases, which indicates that the force of attraction will be more nearer to this mass, and as we go far from the mass, the gravitational force will be decreasing. Okay, so these lines are called as gravitational field lines. Gravitational field lines. So the intensity of the lines, the number of lines, more number of lines means more force of attraction, less number of lines means less attraction. So as we see here, for same area there will be more radius, for same area here less number of lines are present, which indicates that the force of attraction here will be more, and force of, as we go on up, force of attraction will decreases, right? So this is the gravitational field and gravitational field line. So the next one is gravitational intensity or strength of the gravitational field. So gravitational intensity at a point in the gravitational field is defined as force experienced by the unit mass placed at that point. Suppose let us consider a mass m. So this is the region or the gravitational field around this mass. Let it be the capital M, right? So gravitational field intensity or the strength of the gravitational field is nothing but force experienced by a unit mass. So let us consider here a unit mass whose of small m. The force experienced by this mass due to this capital M is nothing but the strength of this gravitational field or gravitational field intensity. Let us suppose it is at a distance r. Then the force acting on the mass small m due to this capital M is force F is equal to G into capital M small m by distance r square, which is always directed towards the source as it is a force of attraction, right? Now the gravitational intensity or the strength of the gravitational field, it is denoted by E, which is nothing but force experienced by this mass small m. So F by m, which is equal to G capital M by r square. So E is equal to G capital M by r square. Okay, so this is the intensity of the gravitational field or the strength of the gravitational field. So it is also a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity whose direction is always directed towards the source. As is the force of attraction, it is always directed towards the source. Next one, the SI units. SI units will be force per, as E is equal to F by M, Newton per kg. Or in CGS units, it is dyne per gram. Dyne per gram. Right. Whose dimensional formula is m power 0, L power 1, T power minus 2 is the dimensional formula of the gravitational intensity or the strength of the gravitational field. So from now let us see how to calculate gravitational intensity for different objects, like for a point mass, for a ring, for a spherical shell, for a solid sphere. Right, students, now let us calculate the gravitational intensity due to a point mass. So for that, let us consider a point mass whose mass is capital M. So around this mass there is a gravitational field. Now we need to calculate the strength of the gravitational field at, or intensity of the gravitational field at a point P, where an object of small m is kept, which is at a distance of r. Okay, so let us see the force. Force between these two masses will be force F is equal to G into capital M small m by r square. So we know that intensity of the gravitational field or gravitational field strength E is equal to F by m. So E is equal to F is nothing but G capital M small m by r square divided by small m. Here m and m get cancelled. So E is equal to G capital M by r square is the gravitational field intensity due to a point mass whose mass is capital M at a distance of r. Okay, students. Now let us see the gravitational intensity due to a uniform solid sphere. So let us consider a solid sphere. This is the solid sphere. So as it is a solid sphere, total mass is covered in this sphere. There is a total mass. Let it be the center of the mass whose mass is capital M, and let capital R is the radius of the solid sphere. Now we need to calculate the strength of the gravitational field or intensity of the gravitational field at a point placed or a unit mass placed at particular point. Let us say, suppose a first point is placed here at a point P1, let it be P1. So the distance from the point mass to the center of mass, let it be the R. So R is the distance between the point mass and the mass center of mass of the solid sphere. So initially I need to calculate gravitational intensity at a point outside the solid sphere, right? So the first case is outside the sphere, outside the sphere, outside the solid sphere. So the distance between them is r. So as the distance between them is two masses is r, and here mass is capital M, we know that the intensity of the gravitational field E is equal to G capital M by r square. Is the intensity of the gravitational field or the strength of the gravitational field. If the point is placed at the surface of the object or the surface of the solid sphere, so at the surface, so if we consider at surface of sphere, the small r will be equal to radius of the sphere. Therefore, the formula will be E is equal to G capital M by capital R square. Right. Now, if we consider another point inside the sphere, if we want to calculate the gravitational intensity inside the solid sphere, which means R is less than capital R. Here R is greater than capital R. Right. So let us see. So let us consider a point P here, which is at a distance of R. So now I need to consider only the mass corresponding to the sphere, solid sphere of radius smaller. So for smaller, let it be the mass is ms. Right. We know that mass is equal to volume into density rho. So mass is equal to volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho. Volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So mass m is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho. So now we need to consider only the mass of the sphere whose radius is smaller. Right. Here as density is constant, we know from here mass m is directly proportional to r cube. Okay. So now for the smaller sphere, ms is directly proportional to the smaller cube. As this smaller sphere is of radius only smaller, therefore ms by m is equal to r cube by capital R cube, and ms is equal to capital M into r cube by capital R cube. We know that the gravitational field intensity or the strength of the gravitational field E is equal to G capital M by, or here we need to consider only the mass ms by r square. So by substituting the values of the ms here, we can calculate E is equal to G, ms means capital M r cube divided by capital R cube whole divided by r square. Here r square, which means r times, so E is equal to G capital M r by capital R cube. So intensity of the gravitational field or the strength of the gravitational field E is equal to Gm small r by capital R cube when the point mass is situated inside the solid sphere. So let us see the graph regarding the how intensity of the gravitational field changes with change in the distance. So from here, as G, capital M and R are constant, so E is directly proportional to small r, and from here E is proportional to 1 by r square. Right, and here it is constant and it is the maximum value. So if you draw a graph So on x-axis we will consider r, a distance between the center of mass of the solid sphere and the position of the particle. And in y-axis, along the y-axis, if we consider intensity of the gravitational field. So from 0 to a point up to the surface, that is r is equal to capital R is equal to capital R, E is directly proportional to R. As R is 0, here small r is 0 means the point is at center of mass, then the intensity of the gravitational field will be 0. So at this point, from there onwards, E is directly proportional to R. So it is linearly increasing in this manner. At a point of R is equal to capital R is equal to capital R means at the surface of the solid sphere, it will be the maximum. At this point, it is maximum and is equal to G capital M by R square. Until here, E is directly proportional to R. So, this is the case of inside the solid sphere. Inside the solid sphere. Thereafter, as r goes on increases, that is, we are going from outside the solid sphere, E is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. So the graph will be decreasing in this manner. So here E is proportional to 1 by r square. It is outside the solid sphere. So the strength of the gravitational field or intensity of the gravitational field is the maximum at the surface of the solid sphere. Okay. So now let us calculate the gravitational intensity or the strength of the gravitational field due to a uniform spherical shell. So in previous case we have considered a solid sphere. Now just it is a hollow sphere. So let us consider a spherical shell or a hollow sphere whose mass is capital M, which is situated at its center of mass, whose radius is capital R. Now, as we solved above, let us solve this problem in the same manner. Let us consider a point P which is at a distance R, which is at a distance of R, small r. Now, we need to calculate the strength of the gravitational field at this point P. So, which is outside the spherical shell. So, for outside the spherical shell, first one, outside the spherical shell, here the mass is capital M and the distance is R. We know that the strength of the gravitational field E is equal to G capital M by small r square. So here the case is R is greater than capital R, right? So if we go to the case of at the surface, at surface of the hollow sphere, that is at a point P, here P dash, that will be the P dash, where R is equal to capital R, then the intensity of the gravitational field E is equal to Gm by capital R square, right? Now the third case, inside this hollow sphere or spherical shell, that is at a point here P double dash, let it be, and this is the R. In the previous case we have considered for inside the shell we need to consider only the mass of radius the smaller. As it is a spherical shell or a hollow sphere, inside the hollow sphere there is no mass present. Total mass is present only outside. Inside the hollow sphere the mass is 0. So if R is less than the capital R, the mass inside is 0. Therefore E is equal to 0. Intensity of the gravitational field or strength of the gravitational field is 0 inside the spherical shell. Now if you draw a graph where on x-axis it is distance from the center of mass or center of the spherical shell. In y-axis it is the intensity of the gravitational field. Here, as E is proportional to 1 by r square, and here E is 0, from 0 to the distance of capital R until the surface, E will be 0. And at the surface it is maximum, it is equal to E is equal to G capital M by R square, and thereon it will be decreasing like this. So E is inversely proportional to 1 by R square. So in the same manner we can calculate for a circular ring or a circular disc. Okay, so now for the earth surface I need to calculate intensity of the gravitational field or the strength of the gravitational field on the surface of the earth. So on the surface of the earth, as we consider this is an earth surface for earth whose mass is capital M and radius is r. So at a point on the surface of the planet, at this point P, the intensity of the gravitational field will be E is equal to G capital M by R square, right? So where we know that small g, relation between small g and capital G, acceleration due to gravity, and the universal gravitational constant G is equal to G capital M by R square. Therefore we can write E is equal to G. Strength of the gravitational field at the surface of the planet Earth is nothing but the acceleration due to gravity. Okay students, now let us move on to the next topic, that is the null points. Null points is nothing but the point at which the resultant gravitational intensity is 0. The point at which resultant gravitational intensity is 0. So let us see. Consider two particles whose mass is m1 and another particle whose mass is m2. Let these two particles are separated by a distance of, let be r. R is the distance of separation between the two particles from their center of masses, right? So now let us suppose at a point P the resultant gravitational intensity is, right? So let it be the distance d from the mass m1. So here it will be r minus d, right? So at the point P, the gravitational field intensity due to the mass 1 should be equal to the gravitational field intensity due to mass 2. So for mass 1, let it be the E1. E1 is equal to G into mass m1 divided by distance d square. Similarly, for E2, G m2 by r minus d whole square. So here the E1 will be directed towards the mass m1 and E2 will be directed towards the mass m2. As the resultant net gravitational field to be 0, E1 should be equal to E2. So here E1 should be equal to E2, which means G m1 by d square is equal to G m2 by r minus d whole square. Here G and G gets cancelled. So as we take r minus d here, r minus d whole square divided by d square is equal to m2 by m1. Okay, so r minus d by d whole square is equal to m2 by m1, which we can rewrite it as r minus d by d is equal to root over m2 by m1. So we can write it as r minus d minus 1 is equal to root over m2 by m1, or r minus d is equal to root over m2 by m1 plus 1, or d is equal to r divided by root over m2 by m1 plus 1. So the distance of the null point where the gravitational field intensity is 0 from the mass m1 is r divided by root over m2 by m1 plus 1. So while applying this mathematical formula, we need to know that the distance d is calculated from the mass m1. Right, d should be calculated from the mass m1. So d is equal to d is equal to r divided by root over m2 by m1 plus 1 is the position of the null point where the gravitational field intensity is 0.